Influencing popular culture, politics, and everything in between. The local station takes you ringside as we discuss the crazy world that is professional wrestling. This is Going Ringside with the local station.
Hello there. Welcome to the show. I'm Scott Johnson. Welcome to Going Ringside. Let me get out of the way of the man who is joining us today. That is Shiloh Hill, the guy who just won LFG, getting the call up to the big time with WWE. Shiloh Hill is ascendant. He is going to be a star of the future, really a star in the making right now after winning LFG. So my producer, Rory Thompson, sat down with Shiloh Hill to talk to him about what's happening, what has happened in his life, what is happening next as he moves on to what we're assuming is greatness with his unique look, and we'll talk about that as the show goes on. A little later on, Desiree Josen with the Chutes and Ladders podcast will join us to help break down Shiloh Hill's beginning and what it takes to go to the next level in WWE. She'll be here a little later on. But for now, let's get to it. Here's LFG winner. Here is Shiloh Hill.
So first question, you've been in WWE for, a minute, since 2022, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
And you came out of college, you were a college football player. We're kind of seeing that, progression now in WWE and just in pro wrestling in general. So first question is, how did you even get into pro wrestling? Like, were you one of the wrestlers who watched wrestling as a kid, or were you more like you just kind of found out about it?
That's a good question. Yeah. So, my dad, when he was growing up, was a huge wrestling fan. He grew up watching Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, all those guys. So when I was little, he, did his best to get me into it. I grew up watching more so like Attitude Era, like Stone Cold, The Undertaker were like the two that I was really fond of growing up. Then I played, like you mentioned, I played college football. I played linebacker at Stanford. And my junior year of college, my dad actually passed away. So then right after that season, during that season, I worked really hard to try to have the best season that I could to kind of honor my dad. And I actually became like the starter during that season. And after the season, during the off season, I was in the locker room one day, and one of my teammates came by and he was like, "Oh, Thunder, there's some people that you would like, I'm sure love to talk to. They're from WWE." And basically what was happening is WWE was sending people to different college campuses to talk to people about doing the new name, image, and likeness program. And so I just happened to be that day wearing a WrestleMania shirt. And so I was walking around the campus looking for where he said the people were meeting. And I walked by the office that everyone was in. And one of them like saw me in the WrestleMania shirt, and they called out and they were like, "Hey, like, do you like wrestling?" I was like, "Yeah, I love wrestling." And they were like, "Would you be interested in being a wrestler?" And I was like, "Absolutely, yeah." And so then we got to talking, and it's funny, like after like talking for a little bit, I had said my name, and they were like, "Oh, no way!" Like a couple of your teammates have said that like we should try to talk to you because they know that you like wrestling, and so they put me in touch with essentially the people in charge of the name, image, and likeness program. And I started talking to them, and they were telling me about like their plans for the program and how it could be used to kind of usher people from athletics into wrestling one day. So I signed with them, and as part of that program, we got to do some like I'm sorry. We got to do some stuff where we got to meet some wrestlers and talk to people while we were still playing college sports, and kind of an effort to make it so like once you were done with your sport, you would be able to have the opportunity to become a wrestler. So after I was done with my sport, I was given like a WWE tryout. I went and tried out, and it was so fun. And I was like, it was honestly even more fun than I imagined. Like I really was not sure to expect, because obviously you think You see one thing on TV, but you're not sure what it's going to be like in person. But in person, it was like the coolest, most fun thing I ever done. And yeah, I had a blast in my tryout, and I did get selected. And then since then, I've been at the PC. I started at the PC almost 2 years ago to date. So I'm coming up on 2 years now at the PC. But it's been awesome, man. I can't even explain to people like outside of the ring how fun it is to be in the ring and be able to combine, being athletic with connecting with people, with being creative. It's so cool. So yeah, it's been real.
Well, and you kind of touched on your college experience, but I kind of want to dive a little deeper into it because you went to college for sustainability science and practice and like computer science, if I'm not mistaken. So how did you get from going down that lane? Like, you kind of talked about it a little bit, but why did you choose not to pursue a career in that and come over to professional wrestling?
Yeah, so it's funny that so after college, I like you mentioned, I studied computer science, and I actually studied psychology as well, and then I also studied sustainability science. So I had actually gotten a job at Tesla. I was a software developer there, which was kind of the best case job for all my everything I studied combined together. Um, but it was missing something, man. I was sitting at a desk for a majority of the day. I didn't get to punch anyone in the face. Like it wasn't as exciting as I thought. And I remember talking to my boss at the time. This was right after I got offered the WWE contract, and I was talking to him, and he was like asking about where I see myself in my career, and I was like, well, I did just get an opportunity to go somewhere else and do something. And he was like, oh, what is it? Like, expecting it to be like, oh, I might go work at another tech company or whatever. And I was like, I actually might go wrestle. And he was like, wrestle? I was like, yeah. He was like what type of wrestling? I was like WWE. He was like, you might go be in the WWE. And it's funny because I didn't like know him that well, but he was like, dude, you have to do it. And I was like, what? And he was like, so he was from India, and he was like, you don't understand. All we watch in India is cricket and WWE. Like, I love WWE. And it turns out he was a huge WWE fan. So he was like, bro, you absolutely go do it. If it doesn't work out, I'm sure you can come back, but that's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. You got to go try it. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm about to go try it. And so yeah, like I said, software development and stuff is really cool. No hate on it at all. It's fun. I still code and everything once in a while, but it's not as fun as being in the ring. It's Wrestling's really fun, and I love it.
So let's bring on friend of the show, Desiree Joseph with the Shoots and Ladders podcast to help break down Shiloh Hill. Desiree, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about Shiloh. He was kind of the breakout star of LFG, would you not say?
Yeah, he was in season 1 and then won season 2. He was insane.
So he goes to NXT. Looking at him, watching him, do you feel he probably can make something of this?
100%. He used to be a football player for Stanford, so he's got the size and the build of your typical wrestler, but he could cut a promo too.
Yeah, and if you can cut a promo, I think that's really what it's about. I want to unpack that a little. So the LFG to NXT to possibly main roster pipeline, how hard is that?
It is quite a journey, I would say. You really got to earn your way in.
Like one I'm thinking of right now, we've had on the show a bunch, is Trick Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Trick has been on NXT, it seems like, forever.
Yeah.
And he is over. He's got massive following. He's in all the commercials. He's TNA champ, but they still haven't put him on the main roster there.
He's going to be called up very soon.
Lash Legend was. I asked him about that recently. Do you think it's always just on ability, or do you think it's on when like Triple H or whoever says, we need you on NXT, we need you on SmackDown?
I think it's a little bit of both. When you're talking to both Shawn Michaels and Triple H, I'm sure they're like, who do we need to keep on the show? What's going to be stronger for SmackDown, Raw, or NXT? It's a lot.
I just can't get my mind around, and I've been struggling with this since I kind of started watching wrestling again in the last 5 years, the new stuff.
Yeah.
The NXT people seem almost as big as a lot of the main roster people.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like being called up's like this big thing. I don't see that much of a drop-off other than maybe ratings are a little lower on NXT than Raw or SmackDown.
It's just the matter of TV time and star power. They are just as big.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're on network television.
Yeah.
None of these other people are on network television. They're on Netflix or USA.
Right.
But to get the LFG, what do you think it takes when you get LFG, the next level, to NXT to stand out?
You've got to have the total package. You've got to be hungry, the work ethic, the physicality behind it. It's just, you have to live, eat, and breathe wrestling.
For like Shiloh Hill, who can also talk.
Yeah.
That matters, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's got a special look. He's missing a tooth, and he plays off of it.
Which is great for wrestling. They need more of that, frankly.
Yeah, he's different. He goes by toothless aggression, like ruthless aggression.
Which is not a bad idea.
I love
Which is
it.
not a bad idea. So you think we'll probably be seeing a lot of him in coming years?
Yeah, and I know that NXT is touring right now, and they were in Chicago, I think, just last night, and he cut a promo with Ethan Page, so.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Ethan's good at, we've seen Ethan in action.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Desiree, where can people find Shoots and Ladders podcast?
On YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram.
Well, Desiree Joson, thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining us. I'm Scott Johnson for Going Ringside. We'll see you back here next time.
This has been Going Ringside with the local station, brought to you every Wednesday on your favorite podcast player, on News4JAX Plus, as well as the News4JAX YouTube channel.